Hi, welcome back to my channel. This week, I felt like revisiting a challenge that I've done before on this channel, which is the color palette challenge. I had a lot of fun doing this the last time, so I figured it was time to do it again. This time, instead of rolling the dice myself, I've asked my friend to send me a palette of 6 colors of her choice, and this is what she came back with. I think she said she got the colors from a palette online, but she also tweaked some of the shades a bit too. It's pretty nice. It's almost a dichromatic palette in some different levels of brightness, and there's some pretty good contrast too, which is good for me and makes everything easier to work with. The first thing I thought when I saw this palette was that the yellow and blue were Wolverine colors, so obviously that's what I did. I think I've been having the X-Men on my mind a lot lately, since recently I started a rewatch of X-Men Evolution because they finally added it to Disney Plus in Canada. And also, since I was already drawing inspiration from this show, I decided to draw Laura Kinney's Wolverine. For context, if you don't know, Laura Kinney was first introduced as X-23 in X-Men Evolution in 2003, and she only made her comic debut a year later in 2004. I just think she's a really cool character, and it's kind of amazing to think how she debuted in a show that was, at least from my understanding, not as popular as some of the other X-Men animated shows. And now she has even made it into a big screen adaptation in Logan, and now is currently Wolverine in the comics as well. Anyway, I wanted the pose for this drawing to feel really dramatic, so I decided to go for some extreme foreshortening, at least in the arm. And I also try to keep the shapes relatively simple, but still have that really punchy and angular effect. The design is also sort of a mix of various comic designs from both Laura and Logan, and I couldn't really decide on one to copy, so I just kind of made it my own. I was also watching Gurren Lagann for the first time when I was sketching for this piece, and I want to say that the eye catches in the anime kind of influenced the design of this piece. Although this is nowhere near that style, I kind of feel like the vibes are there. Like the Gurren Lagann eye catches are really dramatic with the line art and anatomy especially, and I was trying to go for something similar here. I guess I was just really feeling the 2000s animations this week, because why have I now talked about 2 of them in this video? But speaking of the eye catches, I think something to do with that could make a really cool art project or video, so I might do that in the future. Okay, but back to the art. The colors are pretty simple for this challenge, just using the darkest blue for the shadows and the red to shade the orange-yellow parts. And then, of course, the respective highlights as well. Maybe I need a harder challenge next time. Let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions for a future video. And speaking of future videos, this one is going to be the last one before I switch to my new schedule. I'll be posting less frequently from now on, but hopefully the videos will be a bit longer. And this will also hopefully help me with experiencing less burnout and also leave me with a bit more time to pursue other projects. Thank you for being patient with me, and let's take a look at the final result of this challenge. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at KaylinVerse to see more of my work. I'll also be making this drawing available as a phone wallpaper on Ko-fi and as a print on Imprint, so check those out in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.